How's it going, friends and neighbors? It's Combs, guys, at my favorite filming spot. Ignore the freeway noise, sorry. This is just the coolest parking lot around where I live, so I normally come here to film. The only reason I have to specify that every time is because every time I do a video with the Teryx, my side-by-side, or this, a lot more new people show up at the channel. So let me introduce myself first and foremost. I'm Combs, and this is Adventures with yours truly. Hopefully by the end of this video, you'll want to join the family of friends and neighbors, or at least hit that like button. But you know, we'll see. Don't make the decision now. Wait till the end. So this is my 2020 Can-am Ryker 900, and I've owned it for 2 years now, as previously stated. Got it back in August of 21, and I originally bought it to go to Sturgis with some friends. And actually the company I was working for didn't tell anybody that they were selling the company to somebody else, and revoked all vacations for some weird reason. And then we found out they were selling, and the whole reason is they wanted to make the numbers look better by getting as many orders out as possible. So if any of my former bosses are listening, I wish you nothing but rocks in your shoes, uneven furniture legs, and wet sleeves for all of eternity. But you know, all jokes aside, even though I didn't get the chance to take this to Sturgis yet, it has been an absolute blast to own. So we'll start at the front and we'll work our way up as far as all the accessories that are on the bike, because this bike was actually pre-owned with 5,000 miles on it, and it was actually exactly the way I would have ordered it if I would have ordered one from Can-am. So it does have the aftermarket sway bars. You can see them there and over there. It does have the windshield, the aftermarket foot pegs, the Ram phone mount that goes right on the bars there, the Can-am comfort seat, which is a lot more heavily bolstered than the stock one, and the Can-am rack with the rear passenger seat. It also had the tank guard, as well as these pretty cool you know, wheel protectors there that are color matched to the bike. But if you're looking at a Can-am Ryker, I'm going to recommend at least 2 of these accessories right off the rip, and that would be the foot pegs, because you know, you're gonna be living here quite a bit, especially on this side, because there's your brakes. In case you don't know about the Ryker, I have a video that kind of breaks down the Ryker a little bit more. I'll leave a link to that in the description of this video if you're somebody that's on the fence about a Ryker and haven't really gotten the chance to, you know, go and ride one or look at one. But yeah, I'll leave a link to that so you can go check it out. The other thing I'd recommend is the windshield. I can't tell you how many times I have been riding and stuff has hit the windshield and not my face. So I highly recommend the windshield. I know a lot of people are very much against the windshields because they think it takes away from the sporty aesthetic, and they're right to a certain extent, but I would rather need it. I would rather have it and not need it than need it and not have it. So I continue to ride with the windshield. I really enjoy it. I also like the teal blue accents that are on the bike. Now you can get this thing in like an absolute crap ton of different colors. You can even get it in all matte black. You don't even have to get any of the extra color pieces. So I've seen some all matte black ones. They look pretty sick, but at least for me, I like the color teal, so I went with teal on this one. And like I said, this bike was pre-owned at a place called Clinton County Motorsports over in Wilmington, Ohio. And they're a really cool place to deal with. I have actually bought 3 different vehicles from them over the years. 1 was a mistake, 2 have been great. I won't go into details on that. Maybe another time I'll do a story time or something. But so I have put a little over 3,000 miles on the bike, and Like I said, I bought it with 5,000 miles. I'm currently at like 8,300 and some change. So I put, you know, a little over 3,000 miles on it. And guys, it performs just as well as the day I bought it. And I know there's gonna be some people that are gonna say, well, duh, but you never know, man. A lot of people are putting out junk these days. But Can-Am, honestly, as somebody who used to sell power sports for a living, Can-Am has always made good products, and the Ryker is no exception. It performs very well. Now, I do have my gripes with it. Obviously, nothing is perfect, but they're very minimal at best. You know, the gripes I do have, and this is just me being honest, the fuel like gauge and everything, the digital fuel gauge is very inaccurate. So if you're a person that is kind of anal about that, this is probably not the vehicle for you. There's been times I've filled this thing all the way up, get about 165 miles out of a single tank, and you get a mile down the road and suddenly you're at 158. So pretty inaccurate, but the thing is, it's very inexpensive to fill up. The thing's got like an almost 5-gallon tank. So even in this post mean tweet era, you can still fill this thing up for a reasonable price and ride for a long time. Now, like I said, because I've got the comfort seat on mine, the aftermarket foot pegs, I've been on this bike for 3 hours solid with some friends and not felt fatigued, not felt like I was getting beat up. Just, you know, just was happy to cruise. So this is a bike you can go long on long cruises with. Now, obviously, there's not much storage on the bike. I mean, realistically, that's what you get. You know, not a whole lot in there. Now, you can buy a rack system from Sling Mods that will actually attach under here and extend back, so you can actually put like a travel bag or something right there if you need a little extra storage. But if you're worried about storage at that point, backpacks fit great on this bike, or maybe spend a little more coin and, you know, get the Spider instead. Now, as far as any other gripes are concerned, this thing does make a lot of beeps. It's quiet otherwise, like the exhaust isn't loud. The tires don't make that much road noise, but for some ungodly reason, Can-Am has made this thing beep every time you do anything with it. It beeps when you start it. It beeps when you put it in reverse. You know, if the bike shuts off for any reason, it will beep at you. So that kind of sucks. But you know, it doesn't do it all the time, so I kind of got used to it. It's just something that some safety engineer was very proud of, and some lawyer was also very happy, so it's on the bike. But overall, guys, like I said, I'm still enjoying this thing after 2 years, and hopefully I will continue to enjoy this thing long term. The only issue that I've got with it right now, and it's going to be fixed under warranty, so it's no big deal. Can-Am has released a bulletin on the 19s and the 20s about a wiring harness in the fender. I believe it's actually this harness right here, if you can see that, where I've got my fingers and it kind of runs this way. The banding apparently isn't all that good, or can wear out or something, and it can actually cause the bike to shut down in the middle of a ride. So Can-Am is fixing the problem. They've got, you know, upgraded harnesses, and they're doing it free of charge. And from what the dealership told me, it's going to take like an hour to actually get it done. I'm going to take it up on Saturday and, you know, see about getting it replaced. So overall, guys, if you are on the fence about getting a Can-Am Ryker, don't be. If you can afford it, I'm not trying to poor shame anybody. I'm just saying be conscious with your monies. I've learned that in, almost 31 years on this planet. You got to be conscious with your monies. You really do. Life comes at you too freaking quick. But if you can afford it and you got the time to go ride, get one. Don't even hesitate. Go get one. The only thing you'll have to check with your state on is whether you just need a regular motorcycle endorsement or if you need a 3-wheel endorsement. I know the state of Ohio, they want you to have just a standard motorcycle endorsement, but our neighbors to the south in the state of Kentucky, they want you to have both, is what I have read. Now, if somebody who lives in Kentucky catches this, let me know if that's true or not. But that's just what I have read, is that Kentucky, if you live there, wants you to have both. Now, if you're just passing through, I don't think there's really much they can say, but if you live there, I think they do want you to have both. And one thing I will tell you as well, if you do get a Ryker, you will get asked about stuff a lot. Be prepared to have a lot of conversations. So if you're an introvert, probably not a good unit for you. I'm somebody that doesn't mind talking to people. I work in sales for a living, so that really doesn't bother me. But I have gotten more questions about this than I have any other vehicle I've ever owned. And the number one question I get from other motorcycle guys is, do you miss 2 wheels? And the answer to that is actually no, I don't. And I'll tell you why. Because I don't have to worry about, balance, stability issues, none of that. If it gets windy as all get out, I'm not worried about, getting blown, sideways on the bike. I don't have to do that eternal 10% lean when the wind starts picking up. You just get on it and go. Now, I will say one thing you do have to keep in mind with this bike is geometry. Okay, so if you're trying to miss something in the road, you want that something to go like right here, like right between the frame of the bike and the wheel, so it misses the rear wheel. That's one thing you will learn real quick, is you want to make sure you line up whatever you're trying to miss right there. The other thing is, if you're riding on a road that's got pretty big ruts in it, like where car tires are, this thing is about as wide as a small compact car. Like my Ford Fiesta and this are exactly the same width. I don't know if that scares me more about the bike or the Fiesta, but I digress. So the front wheels will fit perfectly in those grooves. The rear wheel will kind of bounce between the two. So that's the only time you really got to kind of be on your toes with the Ryker. Other than that, follow traditional motorcycle rules. I did say in one of the videos too, and somebody corrected me, but it was more of a constructive correcting. I have gotten some crazy comments from people, but that's just to be expected. Welcome to the internet. But somebody said, well, because I said you don't have to lean as much on the Can-Am, and somebody took that as you don't have to lean at all. You still need to lean into turns. You still got to offset and do a little English, couple side to side deals, but it's not as much as it is on a regular motorcycle. You can turn the bars a little bit and kind of dig into those turns. Honestly, guys, the more I've ridden it, the more I've had fun with it. I feel way confident on this machine. Throwing it into turns, letting that rear wheel kind of, slide around a little bit. This thing is just an overall blast to ride. So, like I said, after 2 years, a little over 3,000 miles, I still love my Ryker, and I don't see that changing anytime soon. So, as I've said a couple times now, if you are on the fence about getting one and you can swing it, go get one. At least go ride one. At least go out there and try it, see if you like it, see if you need to go for the 900. They do have 3 different models of these. They have the 600, which I thought had enough power, but I'm glad I got the 900 because the 900 does have, a few more ponies, and motivating, you know, 200 pounds worth of man. It needs all the help it can get. So, you know, they even have a rally edition, one of these, you know, that has got like basically like a 1-inch lift kit. I'll put lift kit in air quotes. It sits up a little higher. Has Elka shocks on it and more knobby tires for the people that, you know, want to try to take this thing on the gravel and whatnot. Not me. I'll keep it on the street. I've got a Kawasaki Teryx if I want to, you know, turn onto the gravel off of the pavement. But yeah, y'all. Like I said, if you're new, consider joining us here. You know, becoming part of the friends and family, or the friends and neighbors. You know, I should say the family of the friends and neighbors. God, I can't talk today. But consider that. I do videos like these quite a bit. I am finally going to do some camping content. So that's coming out here soon if you guys are interested in that. And I do try to post Ryker rides as much as possible. I am working on getting a second GoPro. Just trying to figure out exactly where I'm going to mount it. So that way there'll be 2 different views for the relaxing rides, as I like to call them. But yeah, so I'll go ahead and end this one here, y'all. When I do actually remember to film an intro and an outro, I always end these the exact same way with what is called the Adventurer's Prayer. So hopefully you guys will join me for that. If you know it, if not, then hopefully you'll, you know, commit this one to memory, because I think it's pretty good. So may the wind be at your back, may the skies be clear, and may every single one of you have safe travels to destinations unknown. I'm Combs, live from my favorite parking spot as the sun goeth down on a beautiful day here in the Buckeye State. The Ryker and I are out.